Hello and welcome to another episode of the Quantum Paradigm Podcast. I am so excited to be here with you guys today. I feel like I haven't been here in ages. I think it's only been a couple of weeks, but it feels like a lifetime. I do happen to move and evolve very, very quickly, so that it's no surprise to me that it feels like a lifetime, but because a lot has happened in the last few weeks alone in my personal life, in my business, in the world at large. Wow, if we look back just a month ago, I'm recording this in early March. If we look back just a month ago at how much has transpired in the world at large, of course, just a few weeks feels like a lifetime, right? So hello to everyone who's joining live. It's so good to see you guys. Today, we're talking about rich versus wealthy and why it matters in 2025 and beyond. There's so much I have to say about this, but first I'm just going to share a little bit for anyone who is newer to the Quantum Paradigm Podcast, because this podcast is all about the new paradigm of business and medicine and quantum manifestation. And it's really cool to see the collective public waking up to seeing how different things are and how they will be. I think everyone's feeling this different vibe. It feels very scary to some people. It feels very invigorating to some. But I think we can all agree that we're realizing stuff is not the way that it's always been, and it's only accelerating and getting a little bit more wild. And knowing the astrology for the month up ahead, we have some eclipses, we have some interesting retrogrades happening at interesting conjoining times. I've been saying it, I'm starting to get tired of saying it because I've been saying it so much, but buckle up for 25, 26, and 27. It's just a wild ride. And I'm going to do a whole different episode on what is really necessary to anchor into. I've done some that are similar to that. Anyway, I've done a lot of episodes on what we really need to be anchoring into as we continue moving forward. But today it's rich versus wealthy. What does that even mean? Where do I want to go with this? Well, first of all, let's talk about quantum manifestation, okay? Because you can go out on Apple podcasts, you can go anywhere, you can just hop on Google and find gajillions of manifestation coaches. Why am I so hardcore on quantum manifestation? It's because we are manifesting 24/7. You don't need a manifestation coach to tell you how to manifest because you're already doing it. Just look around at your life. You've manifested. You've manifested. The end. If you want to quantum manifest more rapidly than any other manifestation protocol out there, in a more embodied, more anchored and grounded way, then quantum manifestation is for you. I just recently did a masterclass on this. This is the last free masterclass I'm ever doing in business. So if you want to grab it, shoot me a DM. Either me or my team will get it to you. And we go over the 3 pillars of quantum manifestation, why it's different than regular manifestation. I also touched on this a little bit in my most recent episode where I interviewed my good friend and the winner of Britain's Got Talent, Jai McDowell, a professional singer from Scotland. And he heard a talk that I was doing on quantum manifestation and came over and was like, hey, that's actually how I won Britain's Got Talent. I'm like, we need to talk. So anyway, that was a fun episode. Check it out if you haven't already. So, okay, now that we know what quantum manifestation is, why it's different, at least a little bit, I gave you some teasers. You guys can check out more if you're interested. I really want to talk about this whole rich versus wealthy concept, okay? Because when I tune in, and I don't tune in very often because I don't like to hear other manifestation teachers and gurus what they're doing, because what I'm doing is my secret sauce, and it's my zhuzh, right? And I don't need other voices in my head about how to do things, because this is channeled source information that just comes straight through. And I like it to be very pure and unadulterated per se. But every once in a blue moon, I'll just kind of tap in and I'll listen to a couple minutes of what someone's saying, and then I back out and I'm like, whoa, okay. And they have great things to say. I'm not dissing anybody there, but I hear so many when I do tap in to what other people are talking about in the manifestation world. I'm kind of appalled, to be frank. I'm not always appalled. There are good people out there saying good things, but there's such an emphasis on manifesting money. And that's basically where it stops. That's where they stop. They'll teach you, they'll give you good mantras, they'll give you meditations. By the way, I plan on starting to roll some of those out, and I am building out an entire course on quantum manifestation. It's the only course you will ever need to take on the subject. However, while that's being built, I just really want to tap into the fact that money manifestation doesn't stop with the mantras and the mindset. It starts with the mindset. Okay. So over the past few months, I've had the beautiful opportunities to be in the room with many, many multi 7 and 8 figure business owners. Many different rooms. And one of my clients recently had the opportunity to be in the room with many of the same kind of people. And then she, using the manifestation codes that she and I have been working on one-on-one in the one-on-one mentorship container, she was messaging me from this event that she was at in Vegas. And she was like, Allison, oh my God, I thought I would come here and get some clients, but instead I got 3 billionaires who want to talk to me about what I'm doing because they're so interested. I'm like, oh, so you attracted the 3 10-figure earners in the room to collaborate with, and they're on your personal calendar? She's like, yep. So when you get in a room with that kind of money, guess what nobody gives a fuck about? Money manifestation. It doesn't matter. But do you know what is still there and still present in that room? It are money blockages and relationship issues with money, relationship issues with each other, with their marital spouses, with their long-term partners. They're like this kind of stuff, like the mindset stuff never ends. So that's why I say like money manifestation doesn't stop with mindset. It starts with mindset and that never ends. But like there's more that goes into this whole thing, because you can get rich. You can get rich really easily in 2025 and beyond. And that might be infuriating to hear if you're in a place where it doesn't feel like the money is flowing, but it's the truth. You can get quote unquote rich in a short amount of time compared to what a generation before you was able to do. Like your parents and your grandparents, let's say, had to work for decades and decades to amass $1 million. Now it's like that can be hit in a year if you know what you're doing, if you really know what you're doing. And that's uncommon. I have to say it is uncommon to hit $1 million in a year. So don't beat yourself up. Anything that I say, don't take as an excuse to shame yourself, guilt yourself, or anything. Those are low vibrating frequencies. We do not do that here. You are loved. You are worthy. You don't need me to tell you that, but like, don't compare yourself. If someone's hitting $1 million in a year, do not compare yourself. Just ask yourself, what can you do? What can you do better with your alignment, with your frequency, and with your aligned actions? Okay. That's a whole different topic. But when you are getting in the room with these kinds of people who have built up, they've already built it all up. They have known and learned something that I was privileged to learn myself before I amassed multi-millions, which is happening. I am manifesting that. And yet I haven't achieved that benchmark in the 3D yet as of March 2nd, 2025. But what I have achieved and what I'm here to transmit to you today is that wealth is a different kind of frequency. So what these super uber rich moguls, I use that word. I'm like censoring myself, but no, I was right. The super rich moguls, if they're lucky, they're going to learn what I'm about to teach you. And maybe you've already learned this yourself too. You can DM me and let me know if you have or if you haven't. Money doesn't matter. Money doesn't matter. It's helpful. It's great. It's an effective tool. It's one of the most effective tools. And I love helping you and my clients manifest more of it because it gets better people doing bigger and better things in the world. It's that effective. Right. And it does buy a measure of happiness. It certainly does. Now, but it also, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter, because what do you have right now? You have your breath. You have your breath. You hopefully have your health. You have good things in your life that money cannot buy. Okay? So I know that could sound trite, that could sound however it sounds, but I will tell you the amount of mega millionaires I have had conversations with, deep conversations with, they all say the same thing. They've all been broke before. And I've talked to really smart, wealthy people. I've also talked to rich people. Rich people are very flashy. Rich people are, they're not as embodied. They're not as embodied. But when you talk to the wealthy who have built assets over time, who've been in it for the long game, who know how to invest with wisdom, and who play in the creative realm because they want to, they have a lot of similarities. They have good marriages. They have wealth that's never going to go anywhere, no matter what the stock market does. They have a security in their soul, in their system, that the rich don't have. So I really wanted to just get on here and talk to you today about this, because I don't want anyone listening to this whole thing about money manifestation and getting rich. But I want everybody listening to anything about money manifestation to get very fucking wealthy. And you can tap into the frequency of wealth no matter what is in your bank account, while you are actively taking aligned action with bringing stability and security into your bank account, into your relationships. It all starts inside with you. That's where it starts. That's where it ends. That's the game. Forever, amen. Okay. But why this matters in 2025 and beyond is because we are in the age of Aquarius. Pluto has entered Aquarius for the next 20 years. And this is all about transparency. Pluto is the planet that unearths and reveals and tears down and destroys and builds back up again. And having it in the sign of Aquarius is really fascinating when you start to think about transparency. If you know anything about blockchain, what is this all about? Transparency. Transparency. So the rich who are disembodied, who are flashing and showing and whatever, not to say that you can't flaunt a little something now and then, but I'll tell you now, like the billionaires out there, they don't flaunt as much. Do they have the yachts? Yes, they do. Are they taking selfies on their yachts all the time? No. No. It's just ridiculous. It's kind of ridiculous. I've just been laughing. I've been privileged to take a step back from social media the past really the past month, pretty much. I have a wonderful team who helps me out on social media a lot, but kind of stepping back and watching what goes down on social, and I'm like, oh my God. It's like, why is everybody taking selfies? Now I'm over here and I'm like, I probably should take more pictures. Like, I wish I would have taken my phone on the hike that I did with my son today, my best friend. Like, it was gorgeous. We scrambled up the canyon. It was so beautiful. I do wish I had a picture of that, but I'm out here living my best life and don't give a damn about posting on social, because that doesn't matter. You don't need me to be on my stories 24/7 to know that I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And you don't need me to be on stories 24/7 to be able to serve you, because when I show up, I'm so fully embodied and here with you that whatever is wanting to come through and transmit, you're picking up what I'm putting down, whether I've posted this week or not, right? Speaking of which, embodiment, this is triggering, my brain is going like, do, 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 do. It's like, tell them about the quantum manifestation experience in Costa Rica. Speaking of, it's only 3 months left until the quantum manifestation retreat in Costa Rica that I am hosting. oh my God, with the Imaloa Retreat Center. I'm going down to Costa Rica here in about a week and a half. I cannot wait. I'm checking out the goods for you guys. I'm meeting with the team. I'm going to be planning all the activities that we're going to be doing together. It's not going to be super activity heavy, because I want you to have the experience of being in pristine, pure Mother Nature, and as slow as possible, because the codes and the work we're going to be doing go so deep that I want your nervous system to be like really downgraded, really nourished. Wow, if I could only speak. Nourished, nurtured, and ready and open to receive your next 3 years of manifestation is what we are going to be working on together in Costa Rica in person. So if you are interested in this opportunity, spots are limited and we only have 3 months left. There is a link in my bio. Please DM me on Instagram at Alchemy with Allison for more details, or you can just go to the link and pick out your accommodation. AllisonAlchemia.com/retreat. AllisonAlchemia.com/retreat. This will be in the show notes. You have 3 months. That's not a whole lot of time, but it is enough time to get a killer deal on airplane tickets. This is actually the best time traveling overseas, about 3 months, 90 days or so. There's like some sweet spots that you can get in. If you're listening to this later than that, don't worry. I waited until the last minute to get my tickets this time for this trip that I'm taking to Costa Rica this time. And I know better. Like, I've been traveling internationally since I was a really small kid. I know better, but you can also manifest amazing deals. I could not believe the deal that I manifested like less than 30 days before I was supposed to travel. I broke the cardinal rule of international travel and I waited until like 24, 25 days beforehand. Don't do that. I mean, you can. I don't recommend it. Book your tickets at least before 30 days before travel if you can, because those are where the deals live. But I will say I patted myself on the back pretty big time for manifesting a miraculously low deal, because I don't, even if I have the money to do it, doesn't mean I want to. I love getting good deals on things that, just in my humble opinion, shouldn't, quote unquote, cost a whole lot of money. I love getting a good deal. I'm a wood rat in Chinese astrology, and we love being resourceful AF. We love just like seeing like what kinds of deals we can haggle and stuff. I love bartering. I'm going off on a completely side rant and tangent right now, but I'm just going to tell you about the time that I sold my car twice. I sold 2 different cars out here in Colorado, just privately. And they were both to Hispanic middle-aged men who are expert at barters. Like bargaining and bartering is a Latin American like rite of passage. It's just the way things are. And both these guys, I had the same experience, and it's so hilarious to me, and I love it so much. But like, both of these guys were hurting. They were hurt. It looked like I was hurting them because I would not budge. I bartered with them a little bit. I knew my window. I knew my negotiations. I knew what I would and would not accept. And one of the guys, he was like, "I'm on me." Like, he was like, "You're hurting me." And I'm like, "Hey, take it or leave it. I'm not forcing you to buy this car, and I don't have to sell it." It was just fun. Anyways, a little side note. I can bargain with the best of them. So when I am booking my own international travel tickets, I love the game of like finding the best deal ever. So anyways, that's a huge tangent. But the point is, you still have plenty of time to book your ticket. And by the way, your ticket is the only thing that is not included in the price. Everything from the time you touch down in San Jose to the time that you are back in San Jose is completely covered, including the private charter jet transport to and from the small beach town where we will be hosting this luxurious retreat. If you need to see the pictures, which I think everyone should, go to AllisonAlchemia.com/retreat, scroll down to the accommodations. Oh my God, chef's kiss. I cannot wait to be live there. In just a couple weeks, you'll see me there, and you'll see me in the jungle, and I'll show you everything. But like, hello, paradise is all I can say. And I chose that place very specifically for this because quantum manifestation is a very physical process, and getting your body in the right state, in the right environment is everything. And it will 10x the acceleration process in a safe way for your nervous system. If you don't know, I've been trained in several modalities, including craniosacral therapy, that work very intimately with the central nervous system and the fascia and consciousness. And the blend of these things, when we're talking about mindset, when we're talking about manifestation, it's all a very detailed process that needs to be done with care, or else you get people who are manifesting, all of this quote unquote wealth, all this money, and then they're blowing it on whatever, and then they're waking up broke the next year. This happens all the time. That's why I want to talk to you about rich versus wealthy. I want you to be wealthy, even if you already make 7 figures and beyond. There are so many broke millionaires out there. How is your mindset with your money? How's your tangible physical practice with your breath? How are you thinking about yourself? What's your internal dialogue like? This is what will make or break you when you have money in the bank. How is your tax structure set up? How are your collaborations set up? What's your investment portfolio look like? I don't care if you're only making, $2,000 a month in your business, $10,000 a month in your business, 20K, 40K. I don't care what it is that you're making. What's your investment portfolio look like? Who are the people that you trust that you can talk about your money with? That you trust. I hope it's a very short list. It needs to be a short list, like 2 people, right? I've had people in my circle recently get offended because when they see me, having coffee or something, I seem reserved and held back. I have a sweet friend who's very intuitive, and she was like, I observed you like talking with such and such at the coffee shop, and you seemed like you were masking. And I was like, kind of. Yeah, kind of was. I mean, I don't know if I would say I was masking, but I was definitely reserved and held back. And she's like, why? And I'm like, I have a very short list of people that I actually trust and talk to on an intimate level. And those two people know everything about me. Everything. Everyone else? No, nobody knows what I'm doing on my own. There's a reason for that. Okay? It doesn't mean that I don't love and care for people. I do. I really do. And I get so much out of these interactions, and I will collaborate and I will share and I will generously, if my cup is overflowing, I will give. It's not about that. It's about the long game. It's about protecting the energetic assets and the monetary assets and all of the fucking assets. This is how the wealthy think. Do you hear me? This is how the wealthy think. You can be rich and have a broke as fuck mindset. And that's not what we're here to do. That's not what we're here to do. And like I said, with 2025 and beyond in the age of Aquarius, all of this is going to be very transparent. And I'm so glad that the coaching industry is going through like a massive cleanse right now, because it needs to. I am so over the copycat Instagram coaches who are doing things like everybody else. And if I see one more oh my God, if I see one more post about, I took my 16-year-old self to coffee the other day and she said blah, 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 blah. Hello, ChatGPT, content prompts. We can spot you 5 gazillion miles away. Is there anything original that we can add here? Nothing against AI, but God, if it's just, at the rate we're going, originality and trailblazing will be clear, thank God, because the leaders will finally be emerging, thank God. And the people who you will resonate with will resonate deeper and purer. And when people are out of alignment, or people are hiding things from their audiences or their clients or whatever, like, we're just over it. We're not going to have it anymore. Thank Christ. I'm very happy about this. Okay, I think I've been rambling long enough. I hope that something in here resonated for you. Check out the Costa Rica retreat coming up. If you have any questions at all, DM me on Instagram at Alchemy with Allison. It's Allison. I check my DMs every day. I do sometimes miss things here and there because, like I said, I'm not on social every day. So if you don't hear from me, DM me back. I'm going to be implementing a lot of new strategies and systems, and our team is working diligently behind the scenes to take care of you immediately. But right now I'm still responding in person. And so as we implement the other things, if you don't hear from me, come back to me, because I want to hear from you. Okay. Is there anything else I want to say about this? Also, the Quantum Manifestation Masterclass will be in the show notes. Everything I talked about today will be in the show notes. I love you guys, and I will see you back here again next week. Ciao.